is Monday. OMG, it is Monday. Woo! After the 4th of July, I have to fight that feeling of summer's gone. No, I have to fight that. So I hope that's not you. How was your weekend? Did you have a really, really good 4th of July weekend? Oh my gosh, we had such a blast. We went from Minnesota out to the Black Hills of South Dakota. We trailered a couple of motorcycles. I did not ride on one. It was my brother. Oh my goodness gracious. It's Monday, right? It was my husband and my youngest son. And drove up to Mount Rushmore, did all the things, rodeo, parade, la, la, la. How are you doing? How did your weekend go? Did you have good family time, good memories? And how was the food situation? How did it go for you? Let me know if you're on the replay. I always like to know where you're coming in from. Hit the replay, hit the like button, and share information when you know people need this information. Today, we're going to speak very specifically about how that whole thought process of I deserve it is keeping you stuck. And it just was kind of like just something I've been pondering. And so we're going to talk about that today and how you can actually get a different mindset. But the reason why is because today is the kickoff of the 5-day insulin resistant reset challenge in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Okay. It's our 26th one, you guys. We aren't playing around. We're not playing around. For 2 years now, we've been doing this so that you guys, and it's free. You don't even have to sign up. You just show up in the group. I will go live at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time today all the way through Friday. And I'm going to help you trade out your food ingredients, how to make your pantry look different, how you can still be a total foodie and turn everything around. And so that's the food conversation today, to kind of preface what we're going to do in the group. So if you're on TikTok, come on in. I love you guys so much. Come on in. Double tap the screen, please. And this gets out information on insulin resistance. So if you don't know who I am, oh man, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. I have to stop that. My name is Kirsten Liebelt, and I was raised by a type 2 dad who was Italian and insulin dependent. My whole life was all about type 2 diabetes. My extended family filled with obesity and type 2 diabetes. This is very, very I don't know any different. Okay. And I decided to take a completely good morning, Patty. Good to see you. A completely different Julie. You guys, it's so good to see you. I hope you had a really good 4th of July. I took a completely different path than my dad did. My dad took the path of medication, and starting in his 50s, his health just went, and he basically was gone at 63 after he had all of the results of, it was a combination of his own poor decisions. This is sparking the conversation. We're going to go right into our content here today. All of the decisions that he made about how he did or did not manage his own blood sugar, all of the bad information that he was given by the medical matrix that we still have today, 40 years later. I don't know what to tell you, people. They haven't changed their advice. So we have to pull it back. We have to say, you are not the boss of me, meaning we're the consumer. We pay for their services. And if we don't think their services are up to par because we're still getting more obese and more medicated and we're up in the dose of medication, that's not the life for me. Just saying, that was me going, I pretty much don't want to repeat what my dad did. That whole lazy Susan full of medication, holy cannoli. He had so much medication. He had to take it all in the morning and let it fight in his body, boom, 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 until he was balanced enough that he could drive and be safe and not injure other people on the road. I'm not joking. He owned businesses here in the Minneapolis area, and he would just stay at home, and he would sit at the kitchen table, and he would have his ledger pad out, and he would be making phone calls because he was a business owner, and he'd be calling his employees, he'd be calling whatever. He'd be running business, right? Until about noon. So I remember these days because when he was in his 50s, I was in my 20s. And so I'm bringing my littles. I had 3 children, 6, 3, and 6 months old. He died when my youngest was 6 months old. So I'm bringing my 2 littles, or my 1 at the time, and we would come home and he would have the laundry going for my mom because she worked full time. He would have, he'd be working on the dishes, loading the dishwasher, doing whatever he could while he's doing business because he wasn't safe to drive yet. So when I was 30, he dies. And I'm like, all right, well, obviously I'm not willing to do anything about it now. I mean, I'm just like not being super responsible with my body. But I knew the risks. I knew that my dad, it was told to us that it was all genetic, right? Type 2 is genetic. Only genetic is really what we were made to believe. And I remember thinking, I don't want to live that life where the quality of life is so gone. It's so dumb. Like you feel like trash because of the meds. And then he was having open heart surgery and pacemaker and dialysis would make him puke. And I just knew I wanted something different, but I had this much clue as to how I was going to do it. This much right here, this much right here. I was so disconnected from my body. I was such a sugar addict. And it took me from 30 until almost 50, almost 20 years from when he died, 30 years from when I had my gestational diabetes with my first baby, 25, and then 20 after he died, before I actually did anything about it. So please be encouraged and don't be so mean to yourself and don't be so hard on yourself. But I am going to give you a little bit of a kick in the pants today, just a tiny one. Because remember, we do everything without shame. However, if I don't tell you the truth, then I'm not really helping you. I'm not loving you very well, am I? I'm just not. And I just lived a life that was, kind of in denial. It won't happen to me. And it wasn't until my upper 40s that my mom was like, so what's going on? Like, do you even go to the doctor and get your sugars checked? Like, hello? Type 2 and obesity all over our family. Do you know what your sugars are, Kirsten? Like, why? Why are you just allowing your weight? And I ended up being a 2X. And that's the picture I always put up on TikTok. And it's also pinned on my personal Facebook page and I think my Instagram page too. So just to let you know, things are pinned. You can see things for yourself. And I was a 2X entering my 50s, and I was a freaking hot mess express, you guys. Food was such an issue, right? Because when your culture is all about celebrating with food and mourning with food, and your culture is all about, appeasing your boredom, your stress, your anxiety, your everything was revolved around food, everything. And it's easy for me to see it all now. It's really easy. But when you're in it and you're raising kids and you're just doing stuff and you're just repeating habits for all these, years of that you watched in your own family, sometimes you're like, I don't want to make that change because I'm just it's never going to happen. I'm just going to fail at it anyway. Good morning, Meg. Good to see you. And you just maybe you're not like me. Maybe that's not you. But for me, it was like, well, if I'm going to go on this food journey, whatever that meant, because I had no idea. Number one, do I even want to take the time to figure this out? That's why I want to make this super simple for you. And number two, do I even believe in myself that I can make a change like this? And now I'm able to, as much as humanly possible, and you guys tell me, thank you for making things simple and clear. That's my goal. My goal is to now bring things to you that are very simplistic because it was very convoluted in my brain for a really long time. Okay. And I didn't think I was ever going to change. So what I titled it today was food is not neutral when you are insulin resistant. It's not neutral. I'm just telling you it. I'm going to tell you the truth. It's not neutral. And that thought process of I deserve it. And trust me, you guys, you don't have any idea how much I understand this statement. I'm with you. Like I'm in the boat with you. Okay. This isn't something that I just overcame and I never have to think about again. Magda, good to see you. We all have stress. When I took care of my mom for 5 years with dementia with my sister, dementia's hard. It's hard. And at the same time, I had my brother he ended up dying at 60 in 2020, not from Rona, none of that. He died at the beginning, but we had been taking care of him at the same time as my mom. And that journey, if I were to tell you that journey, you'd be like, girl, why are you not at 2X again? I'm just telling you, like, it was intense. But no matter what life is going to happen to you, and I always tell you, no matter what time is going to pass for you, just like it's going to pass for me, where will you be come this Christmas? Where will you be come next year? July of 2026, where will you be? And people who take me up on the challenge to actually get into the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, take part in the challenge. It's starting today at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will do a challenge. You can take 1 or 2 nuggets away and then you can implement them. And then in August, we will do another one. And then you can take 1 or 2 nuggets and you can implement them. And then in September, we'll do another challenge and you can take 1 or 2 nuggets and you can implement them. And you just string together these months of success, of just moving the needle forward. And pretty soon you're like, holy cannoli, I'm actually making progress. And then take my advice, get your body on targeted supplementation. I have a whole universe for you on that. Stop throwing spaghetti at the wall. Get your body to function. Start detailing your body like you detail your car. Pay attention to your body more than you pay attention to your vehicle. In terms of getting it detailed, getting it functioning. Come on, you guys, pieces of your body, they're just asleep. They're just tired. They're just overworked. They're overburdened. But we can fix it all. So let's dive into just a few things about this thought process with food so that you can move forward. And then today at 3 p.m., we'll start with the insulin resistance. Tomorrow, we're going to do the ingredient trade-outs. Wednesday, we're going to do the pantry and refrigerator reveal. Thursday, we're going to do targeted supplementations, deep dive, so you can have clarity. A confused mind does nothing. I'm not interested in you doing nothing. I don't know. Are you interested in doing you actually want something to work, right? And then on Friday, we'll do a recipe. And you guys, we have fun. And it's a very good, encouraging group too. So I just really, every time I get another testimony from you, I am addicted to the next testimony. I'm addicted. Okay, who's next? Who's next? Who's next? And today might explain a tiny little bit about why I just become so passionate about this. It's ridiculous to me that we cannot seem to get proper information to come from the powers that be. It's absolutely ridiculous. So, when you have that thought process of I deserve it or just a little won't hurt. Listen, I've said those exact words. Now, remember the preface of this. I'm the only one in my family that avoided type 2. So just let that sit with you for a half a second while we move forward in this conversation, okay? And again, hit the like button and share this out with somebody who you think needs to hear this information. Don't be shy to share information. If my mother would not have been riding my butt, I would not have made changes, okay? And I want to do this with you guys without any shame. So this is a safe place, okay? But I get it. I've said the exact same words. We've had a hard day. We're tired. We want to feel better right now. And food does that for a second. But can I challenge you in your thinking that way for just a second? I just want to challenge you. Just hold on a second, right? Because what if what you really deserve is a life with stable energy? I got up this morning. I went for a walk. I don't ache. I've lost 3 sizes. I do all of these things, whatever. I feel good. I have energy. I keep up with my grandbabies. What if you deserve that? Stable energy, better lab results. What if you deserve clothes that fit, mornings where you don't drag and you feel like you've been hit by a bus? What if you deserve that instead? Like, I want you to think about that. How about fewer prescriptions cluttering your cabinet? My dad had that whole lazy Susan filled with meds. Like, that was the one thing that my mom, the day after he died on Friday morning. And Saturday morning, I got up and we were visiting them. So we did not live by them at the time. And we were visiting. And I got up and my mom is standing in the kitchen and she's just weeping. Why did I make such a big deal out of all of his medications? I always told him what a mess. Why don't you clean it up? She's weeping out of just, you're irrational in that moment. And you're thinking that, you should have just shut up. You would be so happy that they were still there with their messy meds, right? Instead of gone, you feel that guilt. And I'll never, ever, ever forget that moment. I will not forget that moment, just standing there and feeling so helpless. And of course, saying things like, Mom, it's okay. It's okay that it bugged you. You didn't know he was going to be gone today. Like, it's okay. And I remember taking off. I got in my car all by myself. I left my kids with my husband and I said, I need to get out of here. Not because of her. For myself, I'm like processing, like my dad is gone. He's 63, I'm 30. And I actually drove around an area in our suburbs of Minneapolis where we were living. She was living where I grew up. And I stopped at a couple of garage sales. And in the middle of garage sailing, I didn't buy anything, but I had to have some normalcy and then cry in between, right? But I just remember that moment so clearly with my mom and his medications. So what if you deserve something completely different? And I guess maybe what happened to me was at some point I decided I deserved different. I deserved a different life. So I took the challenge, right? And you can do the exact same thing. So, I'm just trying to think about, because I wrote down a few notes here. So, after you eat something, you feel like you deserve something sweet, or you're stressed and you feel like you deserve a special snack, or, you're out to eat with friends and you feel like you should deserve to eat like they do or whatever. And it's all this mental game, it's Friday, there's a million reasons, right? But those bites, they feel really small, but they really stack up. And I want you to understand how this is working inside of your body. So if I dropped a sugar cube in a jar, for every just a little, it would be full by the weekend. It would be full by the weekend. And then your pancreas, your liver, your inflammation, they're the ones that are paying the bill. They're the ones. So if you just do a little bit, you're filling a jar with sugar cubes. And I know that you don't think about how that is so affecting everything, but it is. It is. So again, your pancreas, your liver, your inflammation, what are the things that we talk about the most? Like, especially when we're talking about targeted supplementation, your inflammation, your liver, like, you guys, this is so normal for us to be talking about this today. So that's why people should just follow along. Just follow along, subscribe, do all the things. So here's what nobody's telling you. Food is not neutral. When you are insulin resistant, it is not neutral. Every carb heavy bite is either pushing you closer to meds or it's pulling you away. That's why I very, very much, after my journey that has taken me to lose the 3 sizes, I literally live like a type 2 diabetic. But I'm not. It's how I'm going to stay that way, right? I know exactly how this works. I'm not confused at all. Gestational at 22, frozen shoulder at 50, 2x in size. Like, hello, who's my primary care person? Like, just get the meds ready, start writing the prescriptions. That's where I was, literally on that precipice, right? Like, crazy to me, crazy. And if you've been told to eat, like, it's all about moderation, it's all about balance. You, as a type 2 diabetic, can have 45 grams of carbs at every meal. No, you can't. Not unless you want to stay medicated. And I don't know, is it their goal? Is it actually their goal? Sure seems like it some days. Sure seems like it. Just telling you. But I want you to hear me loud and clear. Moderation only works when the rules are fair, but your body doesn't play by the same rules anymore. Remember, I tell you, once you've entered insulin resistance land, just recognize it and deal with it. Don't feel bad about it. Just be like, okay, let's turn the bus around. Let's get it pulled out of the mud, turn it back around. We're leaving this land as fast as we can humanly possible. Leave this land. Like, get out of there. Just get out of there. You're in a bad neighborhood. That's funny. If you're type 2 or on the edge of it, the poison is in the dose. Stop it. Stop it. Now, I know the mental game because I talked to you guys about mindset. So I'm not saying that this is easy, but let's just go there. Okay. So I eat like a type 2 diabetic, even though I'm not one. Why? Because I want to stay that way. All right. But I see too many women living like this diagnosis is not serious. Living on the fringes, indulging here and there like it's just a sugar problem. It's not. It's a full-blown slow down. It's called a metabolic syndrome. This is where your high blood pressure is coming from. This is where your heart disease is coming from. This is where your fatty liver is coming from. This is where your gout is coming from. This is where, fill in the blank. Trunk of the tree, insulin resistance every day. I say the same thing. Trunk of the tree, insulin resistance. All the other branches, come off of it, okay? Brain fog, weight that you can't lose, inflammation, mood swings, hormones going haywire, insulin resistance, insulin resistance, insulin resistance. You don't need more willpower. This is not about shaming yourself that you don't have enough willpower. You need an identity shift. You need an identity shift. Has that ever crossed your mind? I know it never did for me, ever. Okay. But you can become the woman who says, I don't reward myself with the thing that's breaking me down. I don't reward myself with that. I don't trade 3 minutes of sweetness for 3 months of damage. I deserve better than that. When I woke up this morning after a weekend of, we ran. We were a busy family. We drove 12 hours out to the Black Hills of South Dakota. We drove back 12 hours from South Dakota. We went to a parade and a rodeo, and we drove the Black Hills, and we visited friends, and we went to breakfast, and we had 3 babies with us, and they are 4, 2, and 1. And we were busy all in an Airbnb and yada, yada, yada. And I woke up this morning and I did not want to go for a walk. I've never been an athlete, not a day in my life. That's not true. In high school, I was really good in volleyball, and then I quit. I quit everything I ever started. But I was never an athlete. I was never somebody who just craved to go running. Like, I don't understand why you would run like that. It never made sense to me, right? I'm just saying, like, that was never me. I've never been an exercise queen. I've never been a gym rat. I've never been anything like that, right? And now here I am at 60 going, you know what? I deserve to get out on a summer morning in Minnesota where life is not the way I want it to be in January. It's just not. But I can't complain about how it feels in January if I'm not willing to get out and enjoy the sunshine and the warmth on my skin in July. So before I even had time to think, I put on my tennis shoes and my headphones, and I set my whatever I was going to listen to. I listened to all sorts of stuff. I listened to scripture. I listened to books. I listened to music, worship music. I listened to all sorts of stuff. And I just set it up and I walked out that door because I deserve it. I deserve it. I deserve to feel amazing. And it was not about punishing myself. When I'm choosing different foods, it's not about punishing. I literally deserve it. Okay. So, you go to restaurants and you have the bread basket and all of the things. And trust me, it was all in front of me this weekend. But you can make different decisions. Usually I don't eat a lot of salad at home. I know this is weird. but I don't. I just don't. I used to. I just don't anymore. So when I go out, it's actually a treat to have a side salad. Okay, I'm weird. I get it. I understand. But a side salad and ranch, blah, blah, blah. And I know the ranch is probably made with a seed oil. I don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't care in that moment. I'm just going to enjoy what I'm going to enjoy. And I'm just going to choose something different, and you can do, I love it when they serve me cucumbers. I can put, salt on cucumbers. It makes me feel good. I love this. I know this is weird. And you're like, yeah, but that's not as exciting as the bread. I get it. But you know what? I am not willing to be all puffy and dumb and exhausted the next morning because I ate a bunch of bread. I'm not there. I'm so over that old life of that. Or if you're going to have a taco night at home and we all want the corn tortillas, corn is literally sugar. It's why they call it corn syrup. Just in case you've never made the connection. Corn syrup. Corn is not a vegetable. Corn is a grain, and it's a sugar grain. Just FYI. So instead of corn tortillas or flour tortillas, trust me, is there any comfort food like a flour tortilla? I mean, it's yummy, right? It's amazing. It's chewy and it's soft and it's, like a big hug, all those things, right? Well, instead of doing that, you can make cheese crisp tacos. You can make, fry up shredded cheese and you can even make a whole taco shell if you cared enough. You can do something completely different. You do not give up what you love to eat. You give up the pantry. You switch out the pantry and you remain a foodie. This is what's so important. If your sweet tooth is calling, you can make, a keto treat, and you can do it use allulose as a sweetener. Allulose is shown in studies now to literally bring down sugars. Like, how in the world is this happening? But it's amazing that you can do that. Make yourself a keto treat. Make yourself, go buy yourself an Oikos 000 yogurt. And take some unsweetened chocolate from Great Value in the baking section. There's unsweetened chocolate. It's literally chocolate liqueur. Shave a little bit on top of your strawberry yogurt. Just have something different available to you. It doesn't mean you stop eating when you're stressed and angry and happy and sad and anxious. And it doesn't mean that. Over time, yes, you work on that piece of it. Of course, I get that, but that doesn't happen overnight. You don't wake up a different person eating for different reasons. All of a sudden, I don't live to eat, I eat to live. And you become that person. No, it's not how this happens. You can still be a foodie. You just switch out your pantry. God, I can't wait to teach you this in the group this week. I just can't wait to teach you. But let me give you a little truth with love as we wrap up for today. Your blood sugar doesn't care how hard your day was. Doesn't give a crap how hard your day was. It doesn't factor in your intentions. It responds to inputs. Period. There is no emotion involved in what you're eating and your sugar's going up and your insulin being released to go get the sugar to put it into your cell, but the cell door is closed. And so now it's going to get stored as fat, probably in your liver, NAFLD. Your triglycerides are going to go up. Your high blood pressure is going to increase. Your meds are not going to cover it all. Your body doesn't care, right? And just a little is a withdrawal on your future health. You are withdrawing out of your own bank. Just a little. Listen, just because I'm type 2 doesn't mean I can't have that. I just have to have it in moderation. Okay. I guess it depends on what your goal is, right? It just depends on what your goal is. If your goal is to get off of meds, that's not going to work. Not very well. Not very well at all. Stats don't lie. Every 1% rise in your A1C increases your risk of nerve damage by over 30%. 30%. Most people don't feel it until it's already happening. I'm going to say that again. Every 1% in your A1C increasing, your risk of nerve damage goes up by 30%. So I want to help you flip that script today, okay? Let's flip the script. And you're flipping it from I deserve it to I deserve better. I deserve better. And I want you to show that with your food. Here's what I want you to do. Just remember that you can swap out an entire pantry and still eat all of the foods that you love. You can switch it all out, and you can stop falling prey to the pressure you feel when you are around other people. You can literally practice that and practice not falling for that. This is why I've got the protein guide for you guys. So banish, bloat, burn fat, protein guide. It has the protein rule in it that we've talked about. It has actual grams of protein per food, all of the things. And you can go to my site. Do I have my phone on? I don't know if this is charged after the weekend. You can go to my site, which is myfirstlastname.com, and see what that looks like for you. It's just a free guide. I'm going to pull it up for you just so you can see it. But also, too, if you want to accelerate your results. And not everybody wants acceleration. Not everybody's ready for that. And that might be you. You might not be ready. I don't know. But there's one of you for sure. I mean, it's easy to say one. If you go to my site, this is what it looks like. Okay. There's my picture, and there's this button right there. And that's the guide, the free guide. And then this is basically different pieces of targeted supplementation. I'll show that to you here in just a second. But you can go to this guide, and that will help you so that you can begin the thought process of, okay, fine. I'm going to actually make a couple of steps. I don't have to figure it out all at once. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to have some progress. I have to move in the right direction. And I've got to stop listening to all of the marketing and the lies that are being told to me. Like, you know what, all you have to do is, like, you can just keep eating whatever you want. Just add some fiber to it. You guys, that's BS. It's just not true. I mean, maybe it's true for a season or for a while, but I want you to learn how to fish. So when I talk to you guys about supplementation, and, you know, I did it all when I was on vacation. I did it all. I wasn't willing to just not. I deserve this. I deserve the investment into myself. I'm just telling you right now, I deserve all of this. I deserve it all. And that literally is my mindset. It's how I feel. Because doggone it, my kids were 6'3" and 6 months old. They were pretty close to where my grandbabies are right now. And then Italian grandpa, gone, dead at 63. Well, excuse me, Mr. Buster. That's what I say to my grandsons, Mr. Buster. But excuse me, Dad, you know? What if you would not have had the mindset of, I deserve. Like, I was mad at him for a long time, but I also realize now that there was also a combination of really, really bad information coming from the medical community. So it was a mixture, but now we have live video. Now you have me. Now you have other people that can give you the right information, and now you can accelerate everything that you're doing. I started with these 3 supplements. They are the trio. This one is out of stock just for a few more days. It's almost back in stock. This is your natural OZ, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink. Just trust me on that. I inventory it in my home so I can sell it and ship it out of my home. No big deal. So this is the trio, though. This is like the main of everything that I did in my 50s as I was losing my 3 sizes. Because when you can bring down your insulin, you can turn your fat burning switch back on. When you can increase your liver function, you turn your fat burning switch back on. That's what I did with this. That's pillar number 1. Some people only want pillar number 1. Perfect. Pillar number 2 is talking about the gut primer and the probiotic. And this is how you can completely shift and recalibrate what is going on in your gut. Did you know that insulin resistance creates leaky gut? Did you know that your gut is what's going to help you determine whether or not you can actually hold on to nutrients and not have deficiencies that are creating disease? And the constipation and the indigestion, and you don't have a gallbladder and all of the mess. This is pillar number 2, these 2 right here. Amazing. And pillar number 3 is the fat burning powder. And you guys, the reason why I get very excited about this is not because it tastes like candy, even though it does, but it's because it targets visceral fat. And, I don't know how many conversations we have to have about fatty liver and visceral fat around our organs before we actually do something about it. I don't know. I'm worth all of this and more. My grandbabies deserve me to do this. It excites me. All three of these together, and this is where you lose your inches. This is the inches lost. People losing 3.5 inches, 90 days. 3.5 inches, I'm dropping, it's rolling. 3.5 inches, 2.5 inches, a couple of inches off the hips, like in 90 days, because it's targeting from the inside out, and you're going like this from the inside out. But it's getting rid of the fat that you want to get rid of. Losing fat on your arms, you might love that because it looks better in a dress. That's not the fat that's going to change your longevity. It's the inside fat that you're trying to get rid of. It's the inside fat. It's that visceral fat. So those 3 different pillars are freaking changing everything. And I mean, I wish that I could actually I'm trying to think of where I've got all of my testimonies. I wish that you could understand what it's like to finally take control and have that feeling of winning the day, winning the social event, winning inside of you, winning against the food pusher, winning against the bully. Did you have any of those when you were on the 4th of July? Was that for anybody that for yourself was like really pushing you? 218411. Hold on. Every single time you go someplace, it's very easy for somebody to have the idea that you need to eat what they think you should be eating. And it's hard to push against that sometimes, isn't it? And how sad that is, how frustrating that is. So this is the testimony that came in, and I have yet to put it all together, but she is 71 years old. Is this the one? She's 71. And I just received this over the weekend. And since March 23rd, so when I tell you about this being the total body reset, these 3 pillars, so she did all of these 3 right here. Okay, these 3 that I'm showing you and that are rolling. Don't pay any attention to that. And since March 23rd, she has lost 39 pounds. 39 pounds. I've been, she tries to use the root cause and supplements, and that might be you. You might be somebody who's like, listen, I'm already a natural person. I'm already an alternative person, and that's important to me. And I don't have a hard time making that correlation so that I can be an advocate for my own health. She herself has been on the inside of the healthcare system for almost 40 years as a pediatric nurse. 40 years. I try to avoid most providers who are beholden to big PHARMA, big insurance, and the protocols that they create. This is why your plan for food, substitutions, and targeted supplementation resonated with me, and it's working beautifully, and I'm shopping for smaller clothes. She's 71, 39 pounds since March 23rd. I just received this on July 2nd, last week. Okay. So when I talk to you about people actually just diving off the deep end and really deciding that they're going to make a shift, nowhere in there did she say every single day was perfect. I never veered off. I never did anything again. She didn't say that. She just said, listen, I had a lifetime. I had a belly full of modern medicine. And not, how is it possible, that you're in the healthcare system for 40 years and you know nothing about how to do something as simple as work and turn around your insulin resistance. But it happens all the time. I've said it before, I kind of collect nurses because they're like, finally, somebody's going to explain to me, because why are the doctors not? And it's a good question. And this is why I'm like, you need to advocate for yourself. I may not resonate with you. I may not be your person. But if I am, I'm so excited. I'm so excited because I will walk journey with you. 39 pounds. Yes, we can fire our doctors and move on. Mrs. Fowler, 84. Yes, we can. Listen, you're the consumer, people. You're paying the premium. You're paying the copay. You hire them. You hire them to monitor and help you manage your health. If you don't like what they're telling you, and you know that they are just all big insurance, big PHARMA, blah, 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 and you don't like it, move, leave, go somewhere else. Find somebody else who resonates with you, or jump ship and do something like what she said. After 40 years of being in the medical industry as a pediatric nurse, I believe is what she was. Yes. Change it for yourself. She said, your food plan, your substitutions, your targeted supplementation, bam, 39 pounds since March 23rd, not even the beginning of March. So if you want the total body reset, you can easily reach out to me and say, I need to see that cart with the total body reset. I need to see what you're talking about. And then get into the group today, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. And I will show you. You just pay no attention to me in my Monday. No judging here. Okay? No judging. Did you have a long weekend? I'm like, what's going on? I need to get back on my routine. Okay, so you're on my site, my firstlastname.com. If you go down just a little bit right here, these buttons right here that are moving, that's like you can message me. This one is Facebook right there. When it hits Facebook, that's Instagram. What's the fourth one? You can text me. So let's go back. Message me in Messenger, Facebook. Let's click on that. Come on. Oh man, come on. Sorry, I'm going to go back. Well, I apologize because my service is not letting me click. But Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women is the group that you want. And at 3:00 today, Central Standard Time, I will be in there and I will go live and we will start let's dissect this whole insulin resistance conversation. Shall we? Shall we? I think we should. All right, let's make sure I'm not missing anything. Patty. Are you laughing at me, Patty? No laughing now. 7725 portal, everything is relevant. What does that mean? Tell me what that means. I don't know what that means, but I think I'm liking it. That's hilarious. So I can't wait to start that. It's our 26th challenge for you today. I'll be back here tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we will do another dose of insulin resistance and how it's affecting your body and how you can turn it around, how you can take back control of your health. Literally, I don't know. Is it sizes that you want to lose? Are there meds that you want to get off of? Do you want to have energy to keep up with your grandbabies? What is it? Maybe you are entering your 40s. Maybe you're young and you are, it's a manifestation time. Oh, very, very good. I love that. The date. Yes. Very good. 7/7/25. Very good. It's a good time to start something new. I agree with that for sure. Everybody's got something different that they're trying to accomplish. And I just want you to know that literally, if you've been, wondering who can I partner up with? Who has a track that I can run on? Who has some, who will lock arms with me and help me walk this journey? If I might be that person for you today. Okay. So Messenger, Instagram, there's a phone number that you can text me at. It's all there for you, okay? And in the meantime, today at 3 p.m., I will see you there. I can't wait to see who shows up and prioritizes yourself, okay? And if you need the total body reset, reach out and just put reset in my messages. Reset. I need the total body reset. TBR. I need that. I want to see that. And then we'll move on, okay? All right. Have a great day. Love you guys so much. Happy week after 4th of July. Let's get our stuff together. I'm going to stop dropping things. That's my goal for today. All right.